said, we are going to work with the polygons. Okay, and I have provided you day 9 folder in which you have some shape files, right? So when you will save your project after like control S and using the citing, you will get a project home. Okay, so in this project home, you will see. Let's just drag and drop our shape file. Okay. So this is actually your village level data. The polygons that you are seeing here is the village level data. Okay, so these are all villages. Okay, some of them are even some of the polygons here also represent towns. Okay, and also urban centers, but most of them are the rural areas. Okay, so this is your village level data of census. So what this data actually contains, that we can see in our attribute table. Okay, so to get attribute table, you can either right click on the layer for to any layer for which you want to see the attribute table. Okay, right click and click on this open attribute table. Okay, so this is the first option. Or okay, and in second option you will find this icon here. Okay, and or you can also press F6 in your keyboard. Okay, and you will get the attribute table. So the thing is that processing such huge number of polygons will take a lot of time. Okay, so I want to filter some area of interest. Okay, so I'll create a filter for one district. Okay, and you know how we created, I hope you remember how we created our filter for the point feature. In the same way, you can create the filter for your polygon features or any type of features. Okay, so we will repeat that step again, and so that we can process our data quickly. Okay, if you want to work on the entire polygon layers, all the polygon layers, you can proceed with that as well. Okay, but just for demonstration purpose here, I'll just use one district. Okay, so how I can do that? Come here, right click and click on filter. Okay, you will find this option in the, when you will right click on the layer. Okay, click on filter. So we want to create a filter for district length based on the district value. Okay, so click on district, because we cannot remember all the values for district, because district, there are different districts in Gujarat. Okay, number of districts in Gujarat, right? So if you cannot remember any value, any field, so in that case click on all. Okay, so it will give you all the values. So there are 25 districts in Gujarat. Okay, so I'm going to use district 1 here. Okay, so my formula will be, or my expression will be, district is equals to 1. Okay, double click here, right? Again, as I said, you can test your data. Okay, click on test and it will provide you 953 rows. That means you have 953 villages, including villages, okay, rural areas, urban areas, and your town areas in this district. Okay, so click on OK and click on OK. See, we filtered out the polygon of our interest. Okay, now, so this is the Bhuj district. Okay, now let's see the attribute table, how it looks like. Okay, right. So this is your Bhuj district. Okay, now we have district data only from the district code 1. Okay, and these are all the villages in the, see, villages, these are the village level. Okay, and some of the data is also from rural and urban region. Okay, so this is the data that we filtered out. Now our next step is to start, like this is all monotonous, right? Let's make some interesting fill out of it. Okay, so let me go again. Now we are going to work with this layer styling panel. Okay, and you can get your layer styling panel by clicking on the first icon. Okay, so this is your simple fill, right? As we said, this is our simple fill, and this has only one layer. Okay, this is one layer, right? So let's give it some color. Let's give it some pink color. Okay, let's start with this pink color. This looks a little lighter. And before that, let me also put some base map. Okay, I'll go with the shaded relief. You can go with any map you want. Okay, so let's see. Now, this is the Gujarat and Bhuj district of Gujarat. Now, if I want to add some texture to this map, okay, so you see this map is, quite smooth, okay. Now, if I want to decorate, I have the option of using simple fill, but I also want to decorate this map, okay. With this technique, it is going to look better and more informational, okay. So what you can do, you can click on this plus icon here, which says add symbol layer, okay. Click here. Okay, your symbol, one more symbol layer will be will appear here. Okay, simple fill, right? So by default it is giving it blue color. Okay, so with this layer we are going to change its symbol so that we can add some texture to it. We are going to use this layer for adding texture to our visualization. Okay, so how you can do that? For that, we will go to our fill style. Okay. See here, you have fill style is solid. Okay. But I am going to use dense 6. Okay. Dense 6. You can also try with other options. This has got more density. The texture has more density. If you will use this, you won't be able to see the base color. Okay. So if you just want to, use the color and texture in one layer, you can go with that, right? Right. So I'll go with the dense 6. Okay, dense 6. See, now we have got some texture at least. Okay. And here also I want to change the stroke style. Okay. Let's change the stroke style to from solid line to dot line. Okay. If I zoom in at some place, see, okay. Uh, Okay, so actually this is also showing us the stroke line of the base layer. Okay, so let's change this stroke style of this simple fill pink color to from solid line to no pen. Okay, now you can see the dotted appearance of the boundaries. Okay, I hope this is clear. Is it clear with everybody? Should I repeat anything?
It's clear.
Okay, great. Yeah. So let's again zoom into our area of interest. Okay. Next is, next I want to add more texture. Like, okay, if I want to add more texture, again, I'll click on this add symbol layer. Okay. Again, you will get this blue colored polygon. Okay. So actually, this is adding different polygons, okay, different layers. You can see this by increasing the offset. Right now, this is just overlapping, or this is just intersecting with the bottom layers. Okay, if you increase the offset from here, see, if you increase the offset, you can see the bottom layers, right? You can see the bottom layers. So let's keep it 0 only. Okay, so this is the concept how these layers are getting added. This is just copying the style every time. Okay, copying the style, the another layer. Okay, now let's add some texture, some more texture to it. Okay, and how can I do that? I'll again go to solid. Okay, and for this I want to use F diagonal. This is forward diagonal. Okay, forward diagonal texture. Okay, you see, we got some more texture to it. Okay, so next, let's also change this stroke style from solid to dot line. Okay, dot line, right? So now I want to keep this layer at the top. Okay, how I can change the layer orders? So you just have to click on these arrows here. Okay, you want to move this up, so it will move up. Okay, if you want to keep this up, then it will move up. Okay, you can also order your layers one over the other. Okay, I hope this is getting clear, right? And this looks better than what we had before. Okay, yes. because we had our attribute table, okay, and we have the limitation of, suppose you had the limitation of using just simple fill, but also make it more like informative, okay. So there is one option in using which you can add some information to your simple fill maps, okay, and this again adding layers will help you, okay. So again let's add one more layer, okay, and let's remove this simple fill to centroid fill. Let's make it centroid fill. See how we changed our polygons to the point layer. Okay, this is what you can also do in QGIS. Okay, you can add, you can create point layers. You create a polygon layer and change it to your polygon layer. Okay, sorry, point layers, point features. Okay, using this centroid option. So again, as we all know that centroid is it denotes the approximate center of the polygon. Okay, approximate center of this, right? So because now we have markers, let's use these markers to show our data. Okay, now what I will do, I'll go to simple marker. Okay, before that, let's make some changes here. Okay, so I want to force placement of markers inside polygon. Okay, and I also want to clip markers to polygon boundary, so that if I increase the size of, let's say, let's come here, if I increase the size of this particular like point, okay, it doesn't go outside, it just clips with the boundary. Okay, for this option will help you in doing that. And also you also want to clip markers to current part boundary only. Okay, you are just clipping it to the current part of boundary. Okay, right. So now let's go to simple marker in your centroid fill. Okay, so here you have size. Okay, you have equal size, right? What if we want to use these points to add some data to it? Okay, I want to show these markers. I want to show total population in Gujarat region and its variation using these markers. Okay, how can I do that in simple marker, simple fill? Okay, so this is your size. Okay, so you can go to, do you see this option, data defined override? If you click here, okay, and if you go to assistant, okay, go to assistant, right? So when you click on the assistant, now here you have to assist it using some data. Okay, now let's use our total population. Okay, so right now it disappeared because here we have to provide our values from one point to another. Okay, let's refresh it. Okay, see, we have used the size of, we have changed the size of these markers according to the change in the population. Okay, and this is approximately up to 1,51,690. Okay, so we don't want this much of data. I'll just filter this to 50,000. Okay, 50,000, right? And let's start from 1,000. So zero value in your attribute table represents that the data was not present for that particular polygon. Okay, so that's why they have marked it as zero. This is written in the documentation. You can read about it. Okay, okay. So yeah. So these now you can interpret it in the way that the change in the size of these markers represent the change in the population. Yes, of course, this doesn't give us the quantity, okay, but in qualitative manner you can say this area have more population as compared to this area. Okay, so this is just a qualitative representation, not a quantitative. You will not get legend in this. Okay, if you want a legend in simple fill, you have to create it manually. Okay, yes, right. Okay, let's change. We can also change its color, change its fill color to yellow. Let's say, let's create, yeah, okay, let's put yellow here. Okay, and yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, see how how we can create our simple fill in a very differently. Okay. Here, if you are interested, then you can also give these colors, these markers, different colors based on other different parameters. Okay, you can do that as well, right? So for that, you have to assist your fill color, scale based visibility. Okay, how you can do that? For that, right click on your layer, okay, and go to properties. Okay, go to properties, and here, see, you can also edit your symbology in the same way from here, okay, from symbology option as well, okay. This is the same process that we have done here, but the thing is that here you can get the live update, and in this window you have to click on apply to get the update, to update it, okay. That's the difference. So this one is preferable, right, and this is not preferable from my side, okay. So let's go to rendering. Okay, we have to render our map. Okay, rendering means to create, okay, to create something. Okay, so we are going to render our map based on the scale dependent visibility. Okay, so let's click on scale dependent visibility. So this is your minimum exclusive. If you zoom out of this particular scale, your map won't be visible. Okay, your map won't be visible, and this is your maximum zoom level to up to which your map will be visible. Okay, I hope this is clear. So when I have chosen one value for your scale based visibility for your minimum, which is 53 sorry 5 lakh 39,000. Okay, so this I am using this value after some experimentation when I was preparing these exercises. Okay, so I mean you can use any value, you can just use this drop down, right, drop down, and you can use any of these value, but I'm just using here this particular value because I think our data will look good in this particular scale. Okay, when you go to this particular scale, it will look good. Okay, and your maximum scale I will use 1 is to 50,000. Okay, I will go with 1 is to 50,000. Okay, so this is what we wanted to do here. Okay, and I'll click on apply, and I'll click on OK. Right? See, our scale is not in the range. See, if you see the scale in the your status bar, this is more than what we have set for our minimum value. Okay. So here again you have to change your scale. Okay. Let's change our scale to what we set there before, which was 5,39,000. Okay. And if you click on it, sorry, yeah, if you see that your map will be visible after this. Okay, see, as soon as I change the scale here, so my map is visible. So now if you want your map to be set at this particular scale, because if I'll zoom out, the map will be gone. Okay, if I'll zoom in, then my map will become visible. So what you can do, you can use this lock button here, lock the scale. Okay, so you will lock the scale to this this particular scale that we have set for our visibility. Okay, now, okay, let's go to labels now. Okay, and here it shows no labels. Okay, and I want to put some labels to it, so let's go with the single label. See, by default it is taking the field name. Okay, and let's, because we have classified our centroids using the total population, so I'm going to use the same value here. Okay, so using this button here, you can shift to other options. Okay, so this is the list of all the options that you have in labels to improve your labeling, okay, or to make it more visible. So first option is the basic styling. Okay, you can provide different size to your labels or the font type. Okay, let's go with the Arial, and after that, let's make it little bold. Okay, and I will decrease the size to, let's say, 6 points. Okay, I'll make it little smaller. options. You can enable mask, you can draw rectangular background or any type of shape, right? If you want, you can use these circles as the background. Okay, you can try that. This is all depends upon you. If you want to play with the, like, improve your visualization, right? I'll go here with the basic method. You can also add callouts. If you want to shift your label to some other place, then it should represent, okay, this polygon, it is giving us the value of this polygon. Okay, in that case, your callouts are useful. Okay, so next is your placement. Where you want to keep your data. Okay, whether you want to keep your data around centroid or you want to keep it offset from the centroid. Okay, see, these are the different options you can offset, right? And you can keep it in the corner. Okay, in the, like, top right. Okay, your, see, if you use this, then your data points will look like this. If you will do this, then your labels will look like this. Okay, I hope this is clear. You can use any of these, and I'll just go with the around centroid option. Okay, for now. Okay, you can also increase the distance. Okay, and after this, there is another option of scale dependent visibility, after which scale you want your labels to be visible. Again, I will use the same scale here, 1 is to 5,39,000. Okay, and this scale 50,000. Okay, I'll use this 1 is to 50,000. Okay, you have other options here as well. Please go through them and see what are the changes that you can find in your labeling. Okay, and some options are useful in some, some styling, and some are not. So you have to experiment that according to your need. Okay, now if I go back to symbology and if I zoom out, I'll see all the labels. So what these labels represent? These labels represent the total population in this region. And also you can see, you are visualizing this by the circle. Okay, so this is how you can represent your individual value. Okay, next next thing, one more visualization that you can add to your map. Now, before I go to that, I will remove this centroid layer, because either you use the centroid to represent your data, or you use the diagram. Okay, you can also add diagrams to your simple fill or to other type of fills. Okay, for that I want to remove this layer first, because I don't want two things to represent a single data. Okay, so let's remove this by clicking on it and then click on the minus icon here. Okay, so now we are left with the labels and all these things. If you want, you can also remove the labels. So we have learned how to put the labels. Now let's remove this label. Okay, now what if we have added texture and now we want to add some diagrams to it representing our data. Okay, so for that, either you open your label toolbar. You know how to get that. Right click here and go to toolbar and find this label toolbar. Okay, label toolbar, or you just right click here, go to properties. Okay, and here you see this diagrams. Okay, click on the diagrams. Okay, next go to pie chart. Let's add pie chart. Please try other diagrams while you're practicing. Okay, I'll go with the pie chart. Okay, so first option is your attributes. Okay, in this you have to put the attributes, right, or based on which your pie chart will be created. Okay, I'll go with total M, that means total male population. Double click on it, either double click on it or put this plus icon. Okay, so total female, right? And if you want to remove something, click on it and click on the minus icon. Okay, now they represent same color, so let's change their color as well. So double click on this color box. Okay, So you will be directed to this window, and here change the color as you like. Okay, let me put blue for male. Click on OK, and let's put little bit pink for female. Okay, for female population, right? And after this, let's go to rendering. Okay, in rendering you can again put the scale dependent visibility, right, in the same way that we did for our previous layers. Okay, 5 lakh, let's put the same scale, 5 lakh 59,000. Okay, and your maximum inclusive is your 50,000. Okay, right. You can also change the direction of creating the pie chart or creating the values clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay, you can also change the start angle from where your pie chart should uh, be started. Okay, and let's change the line width of the pie chart. Let me apply so that you can see what are the changes we are getting. Okay, see, you got all your pie charts. Okay, and this tells you the we will decrease its like the size. Okay, don't worry about it, but this tells you about the distribution of male and female population in each polygon or in each village. Okay, so next, because as I said, you can also work with your total male and female, or you can also add your diagrams using your label toolbar. Okay, so instead of going into the properties and then going into the diagrams, you can also access the same thing from the label toolbar. Okay, so you see the diagram, layer diagram options here, right? You got the same window. Okay, let me put it here, and now let's decrease its size. Okay, let's try with 5. Click on apply. You see, you have decreased the size. Okay, let's keep it 4, or let's say 4.5. You can I mean, it's all up to you how much size you want to decrease. Okay, so this is your fixed size. Okay, and here you also have your scaled size. Scaled size means that you can give it some value. Okay, you can give it some maximum value, right? Suppose our data has maximum value of 1 lakh, right? So based on that, these pie charts, based on the distribution of values, your pie chart will have different sizes as we saw for our centroids. Okay, this will give you the same type of visualization, but also it will have, here you can put the attribute, right? See, this is the same window that we worked for. Okay, so you try it yourself. What is the difference between fixed and scaled? I'm just explaining you all these things. Okay, you can give it some maximum value based on which your size of the pie charts will be distributed. Okay, and I'll go with the fixed size. Okay, again, you can also use the placement. I'll go with the around centroid again. Okay, and you can go to legend, whether you want to show these values in legend or not. Okay, then show legend entries for diagram attributes. So you have to check here, right? Click on apply and then click on OK. Okay, I hope this diagram is clear how you can create these pie charts. So, and also you can understand the distribution of population. Suppose in this village, you have less male population than the female population. Okay, so let's move to our final section of today's exercise. Right. So if I close this, let me close all these things. Again, you can add labels to it. Okay, you are free to do that, right? So in the same way that we did before. Okay, let me put the map in a full view. Okay, so this is how your final map is going to look. And if you lock your scale, let's say again, let's try. Okay, let me put that scale. Okay, see, this is your final map. Now let's learn how we can decorate our map. Okay, what you have to do, you will click on view. Okay, in view, you will find decoration option here in the view. Okay, And let's add scale bar to our map. Okay, so for this, click on enable scale bar. Okay, so you can select your scale bar style. Let's go with the box. You can check how other options look like. Okay, you can also check the color of the bar. It should be filled with black or white outline. Let's apply first. Okay, see here you got your scale bar. Okay, and let me change the outline color to black. Okay, if you click on apply, then you will find the changes. Okay, now where you can also change the font or size of the bar. Okay, so if you want, you can go for it. And if you whether it also depends upon you where you want to place your like scale bar. I'll go with the bottom right. Okay, bottom right. So let's if you keep it by default, see it will go to the corner of your map. Okay, and it will occupy your entire map will occupy more space. So we also have to take care of these things when you're preparing your final map. So let's try to reduce the area that your map is going to cover as much as possible. Okay, so let's move it in the horizontal and in the vertical way so that our margins are less. Okay, so I'll go with the value of 10 and vertical value of 10. Let's apply. Okay, so it has shifted a little bit upward. Let's change it vertically to 20 and it is moving in the same way. Okay, 30 and I'll go with this. Yeah, click on OK. So this is the scale of your map. Okay, so the horizontal is 0. So the distance from this to this point is your 70 kilometers. Okay, next again go to view, go to decorations and add not arrow. Okay, so whatever elements you want to add, you can use the same decoration option, but it doesn't provide you the option to add your legend, not even in the case of other graduated or other type of symbology. Okay, for that we just have to take the screenshot and paste it as a image. Okay, so this is the limitation of this decoration option. Okay, click on enable not arrow. Okay, and you can increase the size of your north arrow. You can also change the stroke color. Okay, click on apply and see here at the bottom you got your north arrow. Okay, and if you want you can keep it at the top left. Click on apply. Okay, and let's change it horizontally and let's shift it horizontally and vertically. Okay, I'll go with this and let's say 50. Click on apply. See, it is shifting, right? So let's keep it 20. Okay, so this is how you can add your north arrow and your scale bar. You can also add title to your map here. Okay, and once you are done with adding all the elements, so you will go to project. Okay, in project you will find import and export option. Okay, import and export. So you can export your map to image or you can export your map to PDF. Okay, click on export map to image. Right, so you will get this dialog box and here you can change the scale. See, this is the scale of our map. Okay, you can also zoom in or further zoom out if you don't like this particular view, right? And you can change the resolution here. Let's keep it 300. So this is the standard sort of resolution for research papers or for like thesis. Okay, 300 dpi. Okay, and output width or like this is the output width, right? What would be the width of your map and what would be the height? You can increase and decrease these values as well. Okay, and you are also drawing some active decorations, whatever it is. Just take this box. If you have drawn some annotations, you can go for that as well. You can append georeference information as well. Okay, whatever the values latitude longitude is, you are also appending that values here. Okay, so you can also see copy to clipboard and paste it somewhere else, right? And you can also save your map to the folder in which you want to save. Just give it a name. You can change the format from here, TIFF format, JPEG or anything like that. Okay, any format you want. So this is how you can create your simple fill map in QGIS.